Yo, what's going on, chat? My lighting really sucks right now, so let's get some more light. There we go. What's going on, chat? Welcome back to another episode of the Hood to the Podcast. And as you can see from the title, we talking about this ghetto ass government, okay? Because the ghetto government is lost their ever living mind. Come on, chat. Like, let's tell the truth. They have lost their mind. Now, I'm on here late tonight because I had to work real late. But I'm on a consistency challenge for 365 days, and this is day 24. Now, I was tired as all get out, and I wanted to just sleep in the bed, but I said, you know what? I can't give up today. I'm already on a roll. This is day 24 of showing up for my audience and staying connected, even though I don't really have an audience yet. That's that delusional shit. But guys, it has been so hard for me not to pay attention to what is going on with this trade war. I've been talking about this for a couple days, and I completely switched my content topic because this has been just heavy on my mind. I hate to see what the government is doing, what it has come to, even though we know as Niji. So ICO, my Niji. ICO, if you're a Niji out there, hello to all my copper tone, melanated, beautiful people of Turtle Island, and all my beautiful melanated people of the world, and all of the mankind who are kind. Okay? ICO. How y'all doing tonight? Let's get a vibe check. Drop in the chat. Let me know how you feeling. If you're watching this on the replay because you're getting your Z's right now, when you watch this on the replay, drop in. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how you feeling. Let me know what you feeling about what the hell is going on with our ghetto ass government. That's y'all government. Let me correct myself. What's going on with y'all government? I ain't even claiming them. Not claiming them. Can't claim them. Listen, can't claim it. I don't know what the hell they thinking. But y'all already know I showed y'all a video where this guy, this orange man, this Make America Broke Again guy, this guy who just loved Christopher Columbus, this guy who just loved segregation and all of these things, who just loved to start, drama. Every time Trump get in the office, it's all fucking drama with him. It's always drama. It's always, I'm the chosen one. I control the world. I do this. Y'all still got that same dumbass mentality that you had 400, 500 years ago when you bust up on this Turtle Island and stole our land. Like, let's be honest. So now the empire is falling the fuck down. It's falling down, chat. Do y'all feel like it's falling down out there? TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. Is it falling out, or do you think this is like propaganda? Like, I ain't worried. Some of my patients, I've been kind of checking the temperature of my patients, right? I'm like, how y'all feeling about what's going on? Because sometimes the patients be knowing, because they be paying attention more than me. And a lot of them ain't really worried. Some of them ain't worried. Some of them are still going on vacation. They're like, oh, I'm good. The people who wealthy, they're like, oh, I'm good. And everybody else is just like, I don't know, I can't pay no attention to it. Some people like, God is in control, and some people like, I don't know, I ain't watching it. But for me, I learned my lesson with COVID. You gotta watch these suckers, because you don't know when they're gonna pull a fast one on you. I just seen something today where China came out. I just seen something today. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Let me just check my music. You know I gotta do sound check. So I just saw a report today about China put out something saying that the Wuhan lab, that where the COVID came from in China, was American owned, and that the government is the one who spread this virus. Like, they want so much control. I don't know if it's true or false, but something fishy in the water, my Niji. Do y'all feel like something fishy in the water? So that's just going back. We just going back in time a little bit just to remember, in case y'all might have forgot. Okay, what happened in 2020 with coronavirus and how the government had everybody sitting at home. It was a mess. People were just, they was claiming COVID for everybody who was passing away. If somebody had a heart attack, it was COVID. If somebody had an asthma attack, it was COVID. Everything was COVID. You know what I mean? I don't even like saying that word, honestly. I just don't really even like that word. Just scratch that from, scratch, hey, scratch that from the video. But that was 5 years ago, right? And at the same time, while this was going on, Trump said that he was going to do tariffs. He said that he was going to be the chosen one and control things. So they made him get this election this time around. And if you notice, everybody who been trying to impeach him, Congress been like, no, we ain't finna impeach him. And all these laws that they've been like, no, we ain't finna stop him. Yeah, they stopped some of it, but a lot of this, they are letting slide. They letting it slide. So this is why I say the government is ghetto as hell. You got Marjorie Crockett and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jasmine Crockett arguing all. They were arguing. It's always some drama in Congress. It's always some drama nowadays. When I watch them live, I be like, this is so high school and ghetto. Like, who do we have running this country? And another thing, I seen a report today. I seen some people on my Facebook. They was like, oh my God, the government just approved to ship us back to Africa. We ain't never come from no motherfucking Africa. I want y'all to stop claiming that you came from Africa when you're actually indigenous to America. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, do your genealogy. Doing your genealogy will save you a lot of headache in thinking that you from Africa and that you came on a boat and that this false narrative. We have been reclassified, guys. We are Niji. We are indigenous to Turtle Island. They lied and said that the indigenous people were like, this, but they was really copper tone. Go back and look at those pictures in the art in France, in South America, that tell you how the people look in America when they pull up on this land, when the immigrants pulled up, right? So now, tell me how those same immigrants who pulled up, unalive a lot of people, told lies, reclassified people, how are these same immigrants trying to kick other immigrants out when they all immigrants? I'm so confused, my Niji. So confused, my Niji. I got a comment. Let me see what this comment says. I'm so confused, my Niji. You know what I'm saying? While you're doing a live. Yes, I am all the way live. I'm all the way live. Uh-oh. I can't really see. I'm really kind of new to this whole live Twitch thing, so you guys got to bear with me. So yeah, my Niji, so this is what has been going on. Immigrants trying to kick out other immigrants, and they trying to label us immigrants. They have the whole world on their toes. The whole world. So tonight, I really didn't even want to come live, but I said, hey, I'm on this consistency project. I also been watching the news. I've been seeing what has been going on, and it is scary. It is scary. This trade war is really putting fear in a lot of people, and I feel like it's gonna be some panic buying happening soon. All I keep seeing is empty shelves is coming, starvation is coming, panic is coming, this is coming. So I have just been preparing, getting some rice, some beans, some canned goods, some bottled water, because you never know. You don't want to play with it. You don't really want to play with it. I'm going to get some seeds tomorrow. I can't play with it. I did the same thing with Corona. There I go again, saying that word that I don't like. Yeah, but we cannot sleep on this ghetto ass government. People saying, hey, stop losing money, stop spending money. Everybody's just so confused and lost, and it's just a hot mess, guys. Let me ask y'all a question in the chat. Yes or no? Is the ghetto acting ghetto? Is the government acting real ghetto now or no? Yes or no? And tell me why in the chat. Let me know. If you're watching this on TikTok, let me know. Join in, chime in, and let me know how y'all feeling tonight about everything that we've been seeing in the news. Or have you been like, I ain't paying no attention? Some people like, I ain't paying no attention. They been saying stuff like this. I just feel like something is different, chat. I feel like something is different. Something has to be different. You know, it has to be different. It's a new month. It's a lot of new things. And they're saying, yeah, the dollar days are numbered. China has been teaming up with other countries to eliminate the dollar, the US dollar. Now, if you haven't been paying attention to my channel, go back to like maybe last year. I should tag it in this video. I did a video about the dollar because when I became into my neediness, when I came into my wokeness, my true wokeness, when I did the genealogy and I realized my ancestors were here on Turtle Island or America or the West Indies or whatever the hell you want to call it after they done switched the name 1,000 times. They were here. Inhabitants, not immigrants. The census says inhabitants. They were here, my Niji. They were not slaves. And I just was so baffled. So I did some digging into the money and I realized they changed this money so many times. They had money for every state. Every state had a different amount. They had the $1,000 bill. They had all type until they got it together. But now guess what? The dollar is crumbling. The dollar is not backed by gold. This is very important. It is very, very important to realize that the dollar has not been backed by gold since 1971. 1971. Nixon took it off the gold standard and said, we just finna print this money. We don't care nothing about these other countries. They had the Trump mindset. Oh, I'm chosen. This is we finna print this money and control everybody. This is what they thought. But now everything is crumbling down, baby. And it's bittersweet for me. On half of the end, I'm like, it is so good that y'all is losing control. It's about time because y'all won't tell the truth. The government has been janky, especially to the Niji, period. They've been janky. It's our land and they acting like it's their land. Tell me this, my Niji. How are immigrants trying to kick other immigrants off the land? They think they got this much control. They really think they did. They don't really think they are this delusional. They are. But today they getting a wake up call today. China ain't here to play with them. So at the end of the day, I feel like this had to happen. I had no idea that it would be in my lifetime. When I became aware last year of all the lies that I had been taught in school, from K through 12, all the lies that I had been taught in college, all the lies that I had not been taught, all the way up to a doctoral degree. Never talked about melanin. They never talk about the Niji. They never talk about the copper tone people here. They just want to brainwash you into thinking that you from somewhere else. All the way up until last year, even though I know my family, we never talked about great-great-grandparents. It took me to do my genealogy to figure out my family tree. It was not something that we spoke about. It's just like we don't even think about it. Nobody even talking about it. But when I did my family tree, baby, and I connected those dots, I said, wow, my people been here. They've been fighting these lame-ass wars. They've been standing up trying to stick up for themselves and keep their land and prevent these people from stealing their land, and they still did what they did. Created false treaties, created fake chief, the Native Americans, who are the pretendians and pretending to be us because we are pretending to be black. They pretending to be us and we pretending to be black, and they pretending like they finna ship us to Africa. Y'all better stop and wake up and claim your Nijiness. Be proud of who you are. Don't let the government, this ghetto government, try to trick you out your spot. They already know that they lost control, my Niji. They are losing control by the second. It's crumbling down by the second. By the minute. By the minute. I don't think they expected this. So I'm down with whatever happened to the government. It's time for them to fall. I have said this and I will say this again. Until they tell the truth. Until they tell true history about the things that they have stolen, about the lies that they have told in the books, about the things that they're going to teach our kids on Monday when they go to history class. They're going to say, oh, Christopher Columbus discovered America. And this motherfucker ain't never set foot on North America. But he discovered America. He got statues. Trump supported. This is the type of government we dealing with. Psycho, crazy people. These people on this money, all of these presidents that's on the dollar, the $10, the $5, the $20, the $100, some of them they enslaved people. A lot of them went to different villages and unalive the village. Yeah, these same people that they highlight on the money that they pass around in the church. Oh, God gonna bless me because I got Andrew Jackson and I'm turning in. How, my Niji? We gotta wake up. It's time to get together. It's time to stop holding it in and lying to our kids and letting them be brainwashed and going to work like enslaved people. It's all a trick. And I am so happy that I came out of that mindset last year because I was deep in. We have evolved, built castles, etc. Have you heard of Tartaria? I have not heard about that. I'm sure I will. I'm going to look that up tonight. What is that, Tartaria? I'm down with learning everything that I can about my indigenous heritage. And I claim it boldly. Even though my family don't really understand the knowledge right now, it's like once you read these things, once you read the Christopher Columbus Journal, once you are aware, it's nothing you can do to close your mindset. And I try to wake people up, but they're just so stuck into whatever the white man say. They just so stuck into whatever the government say. Listen, man, do you guys think if anything that the government allows us to have, school, you know, a lot of the stuff in the church, you know, what is his name, Marvin Sapp, he was just sticking the church up for $40,000 like a month ago. Do you think if it was any benefit to us that they would let us have it so freely, that they would just push it so freely towards us? Negative. This is why we got to go to school to learn history, their history. They ban our history, won't let the school teach us our history. Why? Why did it take me almost 40 years to learn my history? Why? Why, government? Why do y'all still keep lying? They just keep lying. So I feel like it's time for them to crumble. It's time for them to crumble, my Niji. It's time for them to crumble. And that's why I say American government is ghetto. That's the title of this live. It's ghetto. You know, I don't even know what to say about them. I just been reading so many things like the shelves are going to be empty. And then this trade war, like people are losing their jobs. People are losing their housing. People are losing, you know, all of their resources because the government is broke. I saw a video today about how the government is completely broke and they've been broke. So now this is all the effort to try to pretend like they're not broke, to still try to cover up that they're broke, to still try to cover up that they messed up. They're still trying to use white supremacy to cover up all these lies. It's not going to work, government. It's not going to work. All these white supremacy lies y'all trying to block out and hide the history, it is over with. We know the truth. We know the truth. We're not going back to sleep. It is out. Okay, y'all don't need to be in control. I'm sorry. It need to be over with for the government. Tartarian is the buildings and technology they found after the great mud floods here. Wow, I have never heard of that. You just put me on game to something totally new. Wow, I'm gonna look into that. As a matter of fact, you know I love ChatGPT. Let's see. ChatGPT can tell me more about, and you know my ChatGPT, it is a Niji. Because sometimes ChatGPT be giving me that colonized history. This is why you got to be careful. And then ChatGPT be like, oh wow, you want to go deep. Oh, you talking about that history. Okay, we can get into it because if you don't know, it'll give you that colonized ass history. Tell me more about the Tartarian. What is it? The Tartarian. I'm just going to put Tartaria and the Niji. And I always put Niji because it understands what I'm talking about now. The myth of the lost empire. Tartaria refers to a theory that suggests there was once a vast, advanced civilization called the Tartarian Empire, which has been hidden or erased from mainstream history. What? Maps from the 16th and 19th century label much of Central and North Asia as Tartary or Tartaria. Tartarian theories claim this empire was highly advanced, possible with free energy technology, built large-scale architecture, far beyond the means of the known world at the time. Mud flood theory. Many claim world fairs and fires were cover-ups to destroy Tartarian technology and architecture. Wow. I will really have to dig into this and see what this is about. It seems like it was it's saying, is it in Asia, the Tartaria? Or was it here on Turtle Island? See, the thing about this is, it depends on the timeline for me. So if they're saying Tartaria, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Maps from the 16th and 19th century label much of Central and North Asia. I believe that was the ancestors. I will definitely have to dig into this. A lot of what I learned, it has to be within the timeline, because I feel like if Earth has been here for millions of years, and you can Google this, go to ChatGPT, how old is the Earth? The Earth is millions of years old. Let's see. How old is Earth? We're going to put this in perspective, my Niji. I believe that was ancestors. Earth is approximately 4.54 billion years old, right? Think about this now, my Niji. 4.54 billion years old. Okay? That's a long time. The Earth. Alright? So, let's see, how long has the Niji been on Earth? He knows what Niji is. They know what I'm talking about. Indigenous people, and rejecting the transatlantic slave narrative. We'll reject that. We don't fool with that. It's saying 20 to 30,000 years, but we've been here for millions of years, right? So we've been here for millions of years. Why the timeline is 2000? Why are we only in 2025? If the Earth is millions of years old, we've been here for millions of years, even though they only documented, 30,000 years ago, because they had oral history. We didn't really have written history in that sense. Like, we didn't have it to try to hold other people down. It wasn't used for evil. So if the Earth is that old, people, the indigenous people, us, have been here for millions of years. How did we get on to 2025? So when we go back and talk about these governments and the things that they finding, I have to put myself on my own timeline, on the Niji timeline. So that's why when I did my genealogy and I saw my ancestors in the 1700s and the almost the 1600s, I'm like, well, dang, there wasn't no slaves on these, census bureaus. A lot of them were Indians and mislabeled, and I feel like the government did research on us just to use it to backfire. Kind of like the Tuskegee study. They would do all these research projects, but really doing it for evil so they can study us. So the Census Bureau is just studying us so they can see how much land we had, see who is the chief, so they can come and steal the land. Put taxes on the land, put laws on the land. Prevent us from wearing our headdress and wearing our attire. Prevent us from talking in our language. Prevent us from getting together the same way they do now. You see a whole bunch of us together, here they go, being nosy. Especially in my hometown, Tallahassee, Florida. Baby, they on every corner, ready, waiting, very, very all in your business. Because that's one of the hot spots. Tallahassee was the cotton capital. That's why so many Niji there now. And they sleep, they don't even know that they Niji. It was the cotton capital. We had mounds. We were amazing people. Still are. But being held down deliberately. They altered the calendar. Yes, they altered the calendar. They definitely did that. They created all these holidays. These holidays that people celebrate. I used to celebrate them heavily, believe in them so heavily. This is why I'm talking from two sides of the spectrum. I have been on the Christian side, deep in the church, deep into the holidays, all about Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, everything. I had everything. I'm about everything just a couple years ago until I woke up and I read for myself. I didn't listen to people. That's why you can't even listen to me. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to her. You gotta read it for yourself. And then when you read it and see for yourself the things that these colonizers were saying in these letters that they was creating, in these journals that they was writing, you won't have no choice but to wake up, my Niji. I got dozens of articles from the government websites about the things that they did that they don't, that they hide. That's why they say if you want to hide something from a Niji, you no. Let me reverse that. If you want to hide something from a nigga, Nigg, put it in a book. But if you want to hide something from a Niji, you can't, because we're gonna find you out. We're gonna figure you out. That's why my Niji out here now deciphering this every day. We all getting together and figuring out every day. Nobody don't know. It's no roadmap for us because it's been banned. But now we uncovering this. People are reading. So if you don't know, you got to read. Do your genealogy. Go and learn something. So last year, when I started learning about this stuff, I was in shock, in tears, like in disbelief at this ghetto-ass government. I was in disbelief that these presidents that they highlight so much was the people, the same people put here to take the land. Andrew Jackson, I can't stand his ass. Him, can't stand him. Can't stand him. But he on the money. I can't. I can't stand him, y'all. But they put these people in power just to control us, my Niji. So last year when I was reading about, I said, okay, I did my genealogy and I was shocked. Found out who my great aunts and uncles. I was shocked. I got their names, some of their pictures. I found some of their tombstones. I'm like, what the? I actually have a family tree. It's like, it's so empowering when you do your family tree and your genealogy. It's so empowering. You might be one of the first ones to do it. I feel like I was one of the first ones in my family to connect the dots and try to do my family tree. So everybody else is like, oh, they claim the slavery shit. I used to claim it too. I'm a slave. That make you feel so fucking low. It make you feel so much less than when you feel like you from a whole nother continent. And I used to try to connect with Africa, but I don't know what I'm connecting to because I don't know nobody over there. All my ancestors was here. That's the lie. So I said, okay, that don't make sense. Let me go and research Thanksgiving. Oh, baby, when I did Thanksgiving, baby, listen, I was shocked. I say, wow, they unalived these people and then ate them. And then made a holiday. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. You watch The Simpsons, you see it in The Simpsons. They unalived these people, went to war, and then ate them. Make it make sense. Psychotic or nah. And another thing that I read when I was studying this last year is when they pulled up in Florida. I forgot his name. Is it Pimphago? One of them losers. They pulled up in Florida. They would go to the village, ask the chief, hey, I need to kidnap some of your people to carry my luggage. This how bold they was. You got to read it for yourself, my Niji. They said, I need to kidnap some of your people. They didn't say kidnap. They told the chief, hey, give me some of your people so they can carry my luggage. The chief like, are y'all crazy? So when they denied it, they would wait for the village to go to sleep. And this is how they play dirty. They would wait for the people in the village to go to sleep, set the houses on fire. And then when they ran out, they would just shoot people who ran out, kill all the people that they could. And whatever men and women and children that was left, hey, you carrying our stuff to the next village that we finna kill people in. And then another thing that was so disturbing, they would use the flesh off of the Niji to cover their wounds. Come on, man. You can't make this stuff up. It's so evil to do things like this and to say that somebody else is an immigrant when this is how you conquer something? By doing shiesty ghetto things like that, and y'all still doing it to this day. You still trying to hold us down. You still trying to be so unfair and leave us hanging. And we the one who been here. Come on. This is why my Niji, we got to stop claiming that we so black. We got to stop claiming that black. We got to stop doing it. Unless you just know you did your genealogy and it connects you to Africa and you're African, but at least you would know where you're from in Africa. But if you don't know and you just a black American, that means you are nothing to the government. And they know this. They really know this. They altered the calendar. I believe you. Sally Hemings. Wickedness. They are the mummies. Wow. Sally Hemings. Who is Sally Hemings? You put me on game tonight. What? I ain't heard that one either. I'm really new to this stuff. I'm really new, but listen, I'm true. I ain't going back to the Matrix. I'm sorry. My whole family can be in the Matrix. I ain't going back. I ain't going back. No. What I read, you gotta know, I have a doctorate doctoral degree. I have several degrees. I done been through all of the school you can think about. When I read the things that I read and that I learned and that I read every day, I'm in shock at the lies this government continues to tell. They continue to try to hold us back, and it just bothers me. It says Sally Hemings, 1773 to 1835, was an enslaved woman of mixed African and European ancestry who lived in Monticello, the plantation home of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of where? The United States. But these are the people who they put as presidents. These are the people they put as congressmen. These are the people who they put in the White House. The ones who down for the cause. The ones who with, what is it called? The KK. And the ones who with the, what is it? The Pocahontas Council and all these little things. The Masons. All these different people who promote white supremacy. All these people. That is crazy. Sally Hemings. Enslaved by the president. Come. My Niji. These the president? Man, fuck out of here. Man. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you gotta know that these people that they calling enslaved, these are kidnapped people. A lot of these people have been kidnapped. They've been kidnapped. When Christopher Columbus pulled up on the West Indies, you know, the islands by the Bahamas, Haiti, because Haiti they fought. So if you see how Haiti looked, that's how it all looked before it was colonized. So they would pull up on the island and act like they were so nice. They would hand the people the Bibles. And the people like, what is this? So they give them the Bibles. Then they put up a little fort, a cross. Christopher Columbus did this. He put up the cross and he said, "Oh dear Lord, thank you for allowing me to get this land. We're going to name this land this. Even though it's a village full of people here, we're going to name this land this. And when I come back, we're going to unalive these people in our Father's holy name." This is what he was saying in his journal, y'all. Like, you can't make this stuff up. And then he say, "Hey, give me those 2 children and give me that lady right there. I want to take them back to the king and let them see what's over here." How you pull up on somebody's land and just kidnapping people? And then when they get back over there, guess what they're going to call them? Enslaved. They're slaves. Anybody who was enslaved over here was kidnapped. Don't play with it. Y'all got to do your research. Do the research. They ate the mummies. Wow. That's the second time I've heard that they ate the mummies. That is so freaking wicked, man. That's wicked, man. This government has so many secrets. They have so many secrets. Y'all remember when Putin, the Russian, I don't know if he's a president, I don't know how it works over there, but Putin, who in charge of Russia, he came out with something and tried to tell us, okay, the people in the Bible were originally melanated. I'm still trying to work that one out. I'm like, I don't know, with all these things I've been learning, and then learning that King James wrote the Bible and he wrote the book of demonology, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, how you wrote the demonology book and then you revised the Bible? It ain't adding up for me, y'all. I'm sorry. Somebody, if you know and you can make it make sense, make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Please make it make sense to me. People around here eating mummies? Like, what? Yeah, I haven't read the book. It's called The Delectable Negro or something like that. I haven't read that book because I feel like it's so weird, but I'm going to have to bust these books open. Just like I bust the Christopher Columbus journal open, and I was just like, I was in tears. Like, the mindset that they have, and for Trump to support somebody who did things like that, it just tells you who is running the country. They are not worried about the people. They are like, okay, some people gonna fall, a lot of people gonna fall, but it'll be all right. We just trying to do something to what do they call it? The Great Reset, because they know that money isn't backed by gold, and they know that they're broke, so they're just doing anything. Even people aren't aware that Social Security is set to run out in 2035. That's 10 years from now. I need you. 10 years. So our elderly people, the Medicaid, all this stuff is set to run out. Unless they increase the debt and print more money, which is only going to make it worse. But shit has hit the fan, my need you. Shit has really hit the fan. And let me tell, I got so many documents to read that is unbelievable. And I used to read them a lot and like break them down, but when I began doing this last year, I just got so overwhelmed by the negativity that I found out that had been covered up. Because you got to think, when they were doing this, when they were selling and writing all this shit down, and these fake presidents was coming over here and having people cook their food and treating them like nothing, and they was burning down villages and bombing villages and taking the land and doing what they wanted to do. They said they had a rule in place. You can't read what we write. Basically, that's what they thought. That's how dumb they thought we were. Y'all can't read the things that we writing down. Y'all can't read it. And if we catch you reading it, we gonna unalive you. If we catch y'all dressing how y'all used to dress in y'all tribal gear, we gonna unalive you. But guess who can wear it? We can wear it. The Native Americans wear it. And they ain't getting in trouble for wearing it. So that should tell you something. That should tell you something, my Niji. I think foreigners own America now. They do. They do. They do own it, but illegally. They own it through theft. They own it through false paperwork. They own it because we not claiming who we are, because we've been intimidated into claiming this black identity. Back in the day, when they were stealing the land and going around and unaliving people, and they had people like Andrew Jackson just pulling up, just doing what they want to do, just using guns, because we had bow and arrows. When they came with the gun in the Bible, oh, it was a wrap. The gun in the Bible was the secret recipe to take down a Niji, because a lot of people fell with the Bible and a lot of people fell with the gun. We didn't have anything but bow and arrow in our spirit, and we still got that spirit in us. But a lot of our ancestors, they say, dang, this is getting a little deep. We're going to have to go and be this identity just to protect ourselves. I feel. I feel. But they didn't anticipate us inventing the internet. They didn't anticipate us inventing a lot of these things. Our ancestors were very creative. They were very resourceful. Very intelligent. They weren't no freaking enslaved. How we enslaved, but we making up the fort. We inventing light bulbs. What? Come on, man. Yeah, some people might have got kidnapped and put in that predicament, but it was not all of us. Don't let them fool you. My dad told me a story, and I have conversations with my dad about this, because I'm like, hey, Dad, I don't believe in this. I don't want you to play around and say nigga to me. I don't want you to be saying that to me. I don't identify as that no more. And it's taking a lot for him to rewire his brain to understand what the heck I'm talking about. So he's still kind of like, you ain't finna have me going to hell. I'm like, Dad, you gotta read it for yourself. But he told me, and he didn't even connect the dots, my Niji. He was like, well, in high school, because he went to a very, very racist high school in Florida, Wakulla High School in Florida at the time. And he said when we were in school, they used to show the movie Roots in school. Forced them to watch it, and then every time after school, they would have them fighting. But you know what this is doing? It's like that movie Get Out. When you sit and you watch something, you seeing the evil. You're hearing the evil. You're speaking the evil. It's programming your brain to think that you was a slave. And this is what they did. And I said, Dad, that's the primary example right there. You ain't watched that movie at home and your family was like, hey, this was us. They showing this to you in school, so they want you to feel less than. They enforcing white supremacy. They forcing the Willie Lynch. All of these things they are enforcing in the school. In the school, guys. When do they teach you about you? Never. Why would they ban your history? Why? Because it's going to empower you and tell the truth? That's why. That's why. If you find a book with us in it, melanin, copper tone people, like a lot of these old books where they have us drawn in our real phenotype, the Chippewa, the Afro, the thick lips, the full nose, just the beauty of the Niji, baby. When you find those books, they be like $8,000, the first edition. This is when the artists came over here. They drew us in our natural form. They didn't anticipate on what is going on now, But when you go back and they have the third and fourth edition with the Native Americans, the cheaper books be like, the Native American version be like $300. But the ones with us in it, when we in the book, when the truth is in the book, it's about $8,000. It's like $10,000. What book you ever know costs that much? Yes, my Niji. I put it in my old videos of all these lies that they have been telling, and I'm just fucking fed up. I'm fed up. Wish they invented weapons of war to protect ourselves. we when I read the journal for Christopher Columbus, and it takes a while to read that journal because it goes from when he was in Spain begging the king and queen to come over here, and it was like, you can go, whatever land you find is yours. That's how delusional they were. Yes. And so he said, oh, whatever land I find is mine. So he went out, he jumped from island to island. He went from Africa to the Canary Islands, which is like west of Africa, and then he came over to the West Indies. But it took him months to come. So his journal is like every day he's like, I don't see land. They were hungry. It took them months to get to Turtle Island or the West Indies. It took them months. So when you see their mindset, when you see how they had guns already and they were pulling up like just ready to just take over. And then when you go back now, there are plaques in some of these places where it says they have completely eradicated these people. So the same people that I was reading about in the journal when he was pulling up, they were running from him. These are the same people. A lot of these people were eradicated by him and his team when they kept coming back, just committing atrocities on our land. Turtle Island was not taken by one person. It was taken by the French, the Spanish, the Russians, the all of these people, the English. All of these people attacked us at the same time. And I know this sounds so crazy, but if you go to YouTube and you follow people like Dane Calloway, if you follow people like Baba Ransom, if you follow like it's so many people that you could follow. One of my other favorite people is the couple. Dang, what are their names? Tim and Phoebe. If you follow these people, you know. Oh, wow. And then there's another one, Bold and Unchained. She's reading 100 Years of Lynching. But these are all type of propaganda things put into the mindset to just hold us down, to make us not claim who we are, to make us not go back to our tribal gear, and just to make us just forget, get amnesia. This history that we have been taught has been sanitized to make us feel less than. I used to cry as a child feeling like black was so bad, just thinking like, dang, I'm so dark, I'm ugly just because I have this defense mechanism on my body. I didn't know it was a defense mechanism until I read about it. I'm like, dang, well, this melanin is powerful as hell. No wonder why they researching it and can't denature it yet. It's the one thing they can't unlock on this earth is our melanin. That's why they want to put it on the bottom of the skin. We number 6 when it comes to skin types. Guess what the number 1 skin type is? Non-melanated skin. But guess what the type of skin that gets more cancer? It's not protected from the sun. Non-melanated skin. But guess what is the number 6 spot? Melanated skin. Protected from UV rays from the sun. It's just a protection system. We are so protected and they can't figure it out. So instead of just being honest with us, hey man, your skin is beautiful. Instead of teaching the kids about their skin in school and how powerful it is and how they don't really even teach skin in school. They don't, because if they taught skin versus pseudo history, the melanated kids would feel empowered because they'd be like, well, damn, when I step out in the sun and me connect, just like the plants. You know how the sun and the plants have chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is like the equivalent of melanin. It's just a pigment that protects you from the UV rays. But they ain't gonna tell you that in school. They gonna tell you that your skin mean that you are nothing and my skin is better. White supremacy. What? Melanin supremacy, bitch. Like, what? I hope I don't get flagged on YouTube for this, but I listen, my ninja, I just gotta be honest. At this time, I feel like everything has to be honest. We can't live in truth. We can't live in pseudo history no more. We can't even play like that no more. The times is getting too hard. It's time for us to come together, know who we are, be unapologetic, and just stand on business. It's now or never, my Niji. It's now or never. These schools are against us. The curriculum poison breeds inferiority in our children. They know who we are, sis. Royalty. Period. Did you hear that? Let me read it again. These schools are against the curriculum. Poison breeds inferiority in our children. They know who we are. They have to know who we are. If they didn't, believe me, if they didn't know who we are, our history wouldn't be banned. If they didn't know who we are, they wouldn't try to cover up who we truly are in these books. They wouldn't need 3, 4 different 5 versions to tell us that the Native Americans were here. I can't picture no Native American out there in that Florida sun, Georgia sun, on their land, picking cotton, picking oranges on their own land, not as no slaves, like they lied. This was our land. So we were out here doing this on our land, and we got the skin to do it. We protect it from the sun. Y'all know how hot Florida get? I'm a Florida girl. I know how hot Florida get. And if you ain't got this melanin, boo-boo, you're going to be burned. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So y'all got to tell the truth about who were these Mississippians down here building mounds and all into agriculture and inventing. Not the Native Americans. They came from Mongolia. And even if you go to Mongolia, they'll tell you that a lot of the traditions that the Native Americans do, they still do in Mongolia. Play with it. Go check it for yourself. So when you thinking that you less than, you think that the Native Americans been here and you black and you're nothing, you gotta wake up, my Niji. You gotta wake up. We have discussed so many things just in this 1 hour about who we are, more than you will ever learn in the classroom. But guess what? When your kids go to school on Monday, when they go to that history class, like when I was in history in middle school, we learned about the bubonic plague. We learned about Hitler. I thought Hitler was so evil. We learned about all this stuff, but I didn't realize, damn, I'm in a school system where the government just evil. They don't even want me to win. If it was up to the government, right? Me, coming from a disadvantaged background, losing my mom at 8 years old, not having my dad in the household. He's been attacked by the police all the time, always in jail, always arguing with the popo, not having his father. He wasn't a great father. So I had neither one of my parents growing up in the household, in custody battles with the government, making my grandparents fight because they controlling everything. They didn't think that somebody like me was going to make it out of the hood to be able to tell this truth. They want to hold people like us back. They thought that it was going to be colonized mindset for life. And baby, I was colonized. Like I said, I've been through the whole school system. It's a miracle that I came out and realized through the help of a loved one that I'm Niji. And I believed them at first because they just kept yelling in my ear, hey, we indigenous, we need you. It don't click when you first hear it. It sounds like, damn, that's crazy. Like, what are you talking about? But baby, when you realize who you truly are, it is the most empowering, self-fulfilling, reassuring moment that you will ever have. You're going to drop a couple tears because you're going to be like, damn, I was bamboozled. They really had me gone. I was really out here celebrating Thanksgiving, something that was something that talked about them harming my ancestors. I was really out here celebrating Christmas and spending all this fake money on a holiday that is started in another land and based on some negative shit. Go look up Santa Claus. So Santa Claus is in, what is that, Switzerland, the Netherlands. He's this white guy, kind of like Santa Claus, because I ain't even know about this until I researched Christmas. He's like a white guy. He got the white beard just like Santa Claus, the fake Santa Claus. But he comes in on a boat and he have all these people on the boat and they got all the black faces. So now, even now, they protested. They have the white people on the boat. They put black faces on their face and they ride down and they pass out toys to all the white children. Even now, to this day now, this is going on right now. So when Christmas comes, you're going to find it. Santa Claus. Sinterklaus. And then he has a little boy that they have in the picture. He's supposed to be the equivalent of the elves. But over there, he's like this little kidnapped little black boy. They call him Black Pete. Now, they took that story from over there, made it into Christmas over here, and now we celebrate Christmas. And now we act like Christmas is connected to religion. It's just so crazy, y'all. Y'all got to do the research because I was just so mind-boggled. And the reason why I did this research is because I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, well, if this ain't true, then let me go research Christmas. Let me go research this. I'm like, what the hell? My Niji. They found copper-colored people like you beautiful. Absolutely. They did, but they lied. They found us so beautiful that they had to lie in the book. These are the ugliest people I ever seen. We don't like them. We jealous. We don't like them. That's what they did. They lied and made us hate ourselves. Even now, it's a lot of people who have self-hate because of the color of their skin. It's a lot of kids who go to school and they still get bullied because they've been in the classroom with the kids who are colonized, who think that they better than the Niji. They think they better because their skin is lighter. They think they better because they've been taught this. The Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, all of these are connected to white supremacy groups. I learned this week from Chief Warhorse. She told me about this week when she went live. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? The Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts? Wait a minute. Like, you can't make this up. Let me find their names so y'all can look it up for yourself. I want to give you something to go home with and be like, yeah, I ain't know that. So their names is, where is it? I'm going to find it for us. I'm going to find it. It's called Improved Order of Red Men. REDMEN. Improved Order of Red Men. It's a fraternal organization founded in 1834 and is connected to the colonial area Sons of Liberty. And it's connected to the Pocahontas Council. So in these groups, like I said, they banned us from wearing our tribal gear. But in these groups, the white men got to wear the headdresses, the feathers. They get to wear this. They dress up like the indigenous people, and they don't get in trouble. They can do this. But it's a white supremacy. I don't know. It's real creepy, but it's all connected to the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. They all use chief this, indigenous words. They train their kids to be white supremacists. You can't make this up. Improved Order of Red Men. Exactly. Yes, I was on another live and I found out about it, and I just started researching it. The things I found, a hot mess. They a hot mess, my Niji. I'm proud of you and your accomplishments. Thank you so much. It wasn't easy, but hey, listen, I would be nothing with those accomplishments and not really knowing who I am. That would have been the biggest loss of my life, is to have this doctorate degree, be colonized, and be pushing an agenda that is a white supremacist mindset, or that is a colonized mindset. And you don't realize that you're in the matrix until you're not. But if you in it, you like, oh no, everything, oh, you don't even want to hear it. You don't want to go read nothing but the Bible. You ain't gonna go read no other sources. You just think everything is just, no. You can read other books, you know. You can get more knowledge about yourself, my Niji. Okay? So y'all go look at some of this stuff. Thank you, Swift, for just chatting with me, dropping some real knowledge that I didn't know. This is why I love coming live, because I like learning new stuff about who I am, not about who somebody else is. I never let the enemy tell you who you are. Ever since I heard that, it really stuck. Never let the enemy tell you who you are. You have to do it for yourself. Read for yourself. Go research your genealogy. If you don't do nothing else tonight, go do your genealogy this year. I know it's a lot of things going on with the government crumbling down, but we rising up, baby. They might be falling down, but it's us who rising up. We out here got our boots on the ground, we dancing. It's us. But let's be prepared, my Niji. Let's continue to share the knowledge. Let's not be afraid, because you know some people just be afraid to talk about who they are. They're so afraid. But listen, they got all these fraternities, all this stuff to promote who they are. They even teaching us who they are in our school. Every time we go to school, we learn about who they are. I'm sick about learning about the government and colonization and all this stuff. It's time for me to, I had that for almost 40 years. It's time for me to learn about who I am. It's time for us to learn about who we are. Okay? I'll continue to follow you. Thank you. Thank you, Swift. I really appreciate your chat. Just some honest, good, knowledge spreading. So let's not let this government put fear in our hearts as they crumble apart. Let's just continue to rise, stay connected, and stay motivated. Get prepared, my Niji. We don't know what's coming. Make sure you're prepared. Just make sure you're prepared. Whatever you can do in your means, just do what you can do. But we shall rise as long as it's land, as long as it's the sun outside, as long as we got water, we're going to rise. All right? And don't fall for none of this American ghetto-ass government and this president do. We got to pay attention, because we have to. Like you said, this continent is owned by immigrants now, pretty much illegally, and that's the tricky part of it. It's illegally owned by them. They didn't take it. It wasn't fair like how they did it. They just came and deboed some shit. You know what I mean? So I feel like in my mind, some kind of way it's all going to turn around in a karma type way. It has to. Because just last year when I was thinking about this stuff and learning this for the first time, I said, dang, it's really going to take us a couple decades or maybe not even my lifetime for to see a change. I had no idea that we would start to see a change now. Trump knows this. Trump is one guy who knows who we are. He know who we are. He know who we are. Okay? So yeah, we have to lose that black title. Definitely, that's the worst thing that we can do is keep calling ourselves black, Negro, African American, all this stuff, black power. I used to be so into black power and all this, but now I'm like, wow. That's kind of like just like perpetuating the self-hate. Because when you go and you do, when they ask you your race on like applications and things like that, they have American Indian, Alaskan Indian. They have like Caucasian. If you're from the European people, they have a couple other ones on here. But when it comes to black, it just say some group in Africa. It don't have you connected to no people. It doesn't tie you to nothing. It just says, hey, we brought you over here, so we tell you what to do. That's the whole lie. That's the whole lie. And Swift, I know you probably know about Walter Plecker already, so you guys go research Walter Plecker. He's another one of the idiots and losers who got us in this situation as well. But we got to get ourselves out of this. And I'm going to leave it at that because I could sit here and talk about this all night, but I won't. I think we have touched on a lot of things. I'm grateful for this conversation. We're going to get up and do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 25 of my consistency project. 365 days of me showing up every single day. Yes, it gets hard, but I'm doing this for my Niji. I'm doing this for my tribe, and I want us to stay connected, and I'm happy that I'm even doing this because I don't have consistency. It's something that I lack. So, yeah, I will be back tomorrow, guys, hopefully with some more juicy topics. I don't know if it's going to be about this ghetto government, but more than likely, we're going to be talking about their ass again. Exactly. All right. So this is Dr. Cheap, the Sunflower. Thank you for joining me tonight, everybody from TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you, Swift, for the wonderful commentary. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Day 25 of the Consistency Project. Have a good night. Wado, my Niji. Yay. Good night, guys.